So we bought our home early 2022. We bought it from an elderly couple who hadn't really done any work to it. So it was in need of very significant renovation. And we wanted to turn it from a fairly dilapidated old property, hadn't been lived in permanently for a while, into something a bit more modern, a bit more of a proper family home. I think we went into the process with our eyes open. Everyone's watched Grand Designs and seen the horror stories, um, but I think we just wanted a company that we felt had got the right track record, and we felt we could work with and understood what we wanted to achieve. I think we did a full tender, advised by our architects who'd got some experience in this process. And on balance, we were looking for a company that was obviously, within the right price point or the right zone, but also someone who we felt understood what we were trying to achieve, and also we were comfortable that this was their sort of sweet spot, and they could deliver, what they said they would. And obviously, having been through that process, we became more and more comfortable that Bradley's was the right firm for us. I think our experience did meet with our expectations. Obviously, there are things that you don't know about before you start. But on balance, we've ended up with the house that we want, the output that we want. And the Bradley's team were obviously a huge part of that process. Yeah, I think we're very happy with the final outcome. I think, as with anything, it always costs a little bit more than you expect. But I think on balance, we were happy to put that time, energy, effort, and working with Bradley's, deliver on it together. So yeah, looking at what we've got and what we've delivered as a team, we're very happy. Yeah. Oh, it's changed it completely. I think the house that we bought, as I said, was fairly dilapidated, and now we've completely transformed it. We've carved up old rooms within the house to make them into spaces that we can use. We've got level access pretty much from the front all the way through to the garden, which was something that we wanted to achieve. But we've also managed to keep and retain the character of the old Victorian elements of the property, which we wanted to be sensitive to. So on balance, we've got the right collective, if you like, of old and traditional, with modern and functional, and that's made a huge difference to the way we use the property. I think we would recommend Bradley's on balance. I think the team that Colin and Brad put together was very professional. They worked with us, so it was a very collaborative process. Our property manager Paul was exceptional, and took charge of keeping us informed, and letting us know what was happening step by step. And as I say, it was an old property. It needed a lot of work. It needed a lot of decisions made on the way through, and the way that the team collectively worked with us to deliver it, we found really impressive. So yeah, would definitely recommend. I think everyone should go into building projects with their eyes open,
Yeah.
but certainly, your builder should help rather than hinder that process, and we certainly found that in our case. Now, of course, now the pain has faded from our memories. We're now looking at what we're going to do for phase two. So
Right.
this is not the end of this is not the end of the conversation. It's not the last time you'll be sitting in our kitchen having a cup of coffee.